Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And we haven't talked about Xinfin, aka XDC, in a very long time, so we are going to be discussing it today, and I'm going to be fully updating it. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So as the market is ranging, I'm not expecting too much price action to continue on like this. I am expecting a pullback eventually. We don't know exactly when that is going to be happening, but honestly with Xinfin, we really haven't changed too much in regards to like price action going back as far as like even a month. Like we hit about almost 2 cents flat, and lately we've just been kind of ranging between like 2 to 3 cents. It's almost kind of similar to Casper. It's almost like a very similar trade pattern. And I don't, yeah, so I forgot that we don't have the holders tab. Since like they updated the UI, I'm just like kind of been all over the place with CoinMarketCap, so I do apologize. But for the most part, yeah, I mean, like price action has not been the best compared to like most other, altcoins, because we have been seeing some altcoins popping off, especially on like the 24-hour span, on the 7-day span. But this is, an asset that I just feel comfortable, accumulating, holding long term, because eventually, like a lot of these tokens, will eventually get to $1. Like, to me, $1,000 in at, 3 cents, for an example, getting it to like $1, turning 1,000 to $30,000 is something just remarkable to me. And you're really not, gonna see that with like traditional stocks or anything like that. So, a lot of these, tokens give us some great opportunities, like even Quant, right? Like Quant at a 10x would be $1,000 token, and it's just like a lot of these at those market caps are still extremely undervalued. So that's what I definitely am watching for right now, is just kind of, accumulating tokens, waiting for their bottom ranges to be targeted, not rushing into anything, not rushing any buys. And I think like the best advice I could give to anybody in this market that is like trying to, itch into a buy, maybe they're feeling a little bit itchy, they want to buy something, they just want to put their money in. Just make sure that you're not going too heavy. Always have fiat on the sidelines just in case we do go lower. I've always said this like since day one. Like I usually try to stay, like 40-60, for the most part. And that can change rapidly, like, 40 being like maybe altcoins, 60 being like, again, fiat, or like even stable coins like USDC. It all depends on how I'm feeling around the market. But nonetheless, let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So first off, we're going to be addressing the ISO 222 migration. Now, I think that a lot of people have this a little bit confused. To me, around like ISO 222, that makes it bullish for assets like XDC, XRP, etc. It's just the idea that like this is going to usher in a digital age of, the payment infrastructure, if you will. I think that like for the most part, we really kind of look at, the FedNow service. We've discussed the FedNow service with XRP quite a bit, which is like expected by like 2023. I know that on here we're seeing like the FedNow and like the TCH, aka the clearinghouse, by like 2024. I think that will most likely happen a little bit sooner than expected. I think that a lot of this will happen sooner than expected, but Swift is eventually going to happen. I know that a lot of it has been pushed back, like to November 2023. Like for an example, like Swift was supposed to launch this year in November, followed by like Target 2 as well, with Target, and again like EBA, or EBA clearing. Never really heard of EBA clearing, to be completely honest with you guys, but yeah, a lot of that is supposed to be going live in November, but it has been pushed back to next November. And then, of course, we do see like CHAPS, BACS, faster payments again. Like a lot of this is just kind of focused on digitization of the entire payment infrastructure, which tells me, right, if we're digitizing the entire payment infrastructure that we know of, we will need digitization of trade documents as well. Now, I don't want to tell everyone, hey, this is the time frame that we're going to be following, just because like things like this could, change rapidly. But I will say this, a lot of the things that we do talk about, like for an example, like digitization of trade documents, it's going to happen in time. It's going to take some time to get to that point, just so that you guys know. So just be, cautious with that. Be prepared to wait a little bit and be, patient. Also, we also do see here the overview of ISO 222 adoption by, high value payments, MIs. We do see live on Swift. These are currently like the ones that are live on Swift, not on Swift, and then not on Swift, and no GPI UETR. And of course, we do see like planning migration by November 2022. Again, like this could be pushed out 1 year. 12 systems already live, 30 plus systems expected to go live in 2022. And then we do see planning migration by 2023 to 2025. 80 systems targeting to be on ISO 222. Of these, 50 plus are on the Swift network, include systems already live as well. Like I said, like this is moving rapidly. Like we are basically seeing a full digitization of the payment system, which takes me to our next slide here, which is XDC, Finastra, and Anigio Trade and Supply Chain Finance, ITFA, UN, MLETR, Trade Finance Global. The open integration of Anigio's Trace Original with Fusion Trade makes it easy for banks to generate traceable documents. Shout out to CryptoNerd D for this, but yes, Anigio and Finastra are like two of the main giants around trade finance and even supply chain as well. That we have been paying attention to because of the connections with like some of the major players within like trade finance itself, which is like through like ITFA, and then we do say like CFACT down here, which is MLETR. And then we do see like up here like Gartner, EU Seal of Excellence, and then like some other players on the side here. But also we do see over here, Principal Product Manager Trade and Supply Chain Finance, Finastra Trade and Supply Chain Finance is changing at an unprecedented rate, and we see an acceleration in regards to digitization. No big surprise there. Like Finastra has been, playing a pivotal role within digitization, like even with XRP. There's many connections with Finastra. We're actually going to be addressing Finastra greatly in this video. The open integration of Anigio's Trace Original with Fusion Trade Innovation makes it incredibly easy for banks to generate traceable documents with the significant benefits that this brings, including increased efficiency, reduced costs, and increased fraud protection. We look forward to welcoming customers into the era of digital trade and helping to make paperless trade finance a reality. And again, I focus on this because we just talked about POW bans. We are basically seeing a push towards, again, sustainability, environmental impacts, carbon efficiencies, stuff like that. So, when we talk about like paperless documents around trade finance, or just like paper documents in general, we're getting to that point where we're going to see documents in every industry, not even just trade and supply chain, like fully digitized. And of course, we do see down here, XDC tokenization infrastructure. We do see Finastra labeled here, and Anigio at the top. So here we have like DNI initiative, collaboration amongst fintechs and advisors. We do see electronic signatures, Signicat, original document technology, Anigio, Core TF technologies, China systems. Then we do see like Finastra. And then we do see tokenization infrastructure, XDC. XDC is going to tokenize every single paper document that you see and turn it into a digital document. That's like the full-on digitization like goal of XDC and Xinfin. And then of course we do see over here, like this is from Finastra, pioneering a world of open finance. Again, they're more so kind of centered on like just digitization itself. We do see like open puts innovation in the hands of our customers. When 95% of innovation happens outside of your own walls, it's key that you have the technology tools and expert ecosystem to grow and succeed. We serve over 8,600 financial institutions, providing the broadest, deepest software applications and connectivity to marketplaces, partners, and fintechs through our open platform, orchestrating the future of financial services. Of course, you do see like serving institutions of all sizes across 130 plus countries. Number one open platform in financial services. And like I said, like they are also focused on the same areas of Xinfin, and we do see like Finastra at first glance, 90 out of the top 100 banks, 160 fintech apps connected, 3.5 thousand employees, 8.6K customers from global banks and credit unions, all utilizing again trade finance as well. Like they have paper documents. And of course, we do see over here from Finastra, trade finance solutions ready for tomorrow. As the global trade volumes increase post-COVID, achieve customer excellence across, trade and working capital finance. And, we do see down here like total working capital finance, and we do see end-to-end digitization, leverage industry, leading digitization at source from bank channels to external ecosystems, collaborate to grow as well. An industry-leading, booking engine, reframe corporate banking with single, digital working capital platform, optimize capital, frictionless supply chain and trade finance solutions, best-in-class, booking engine with embedded workflow management. Integrate with digital channels for a single customer view, delight customers through banking channels, innovate at scale and lower cost, optimizing, expanding, and monetizing, regaining transaction banking revenue momentum. Like they are focused on all of this, and also automating trade finance. We know that trade tech and a lot of other players around like trade finance have been focusing on that, which have direct connections to Xinfin. Don't know if we can connect the dots too much there, to be completely honest with you. We can only kind of speculate so much here, but yeah, this is what I definitely am focused on, and of course Anigio as well. So here we have Anigio. Anigio is a deep tech company offering innovative solutions to ensure consistency, integrity, traceability, and possession of digital information, making data available only to those who have access to it while protecting it from manipulation. And of course, the team is especially strong in document technology, archival science, cryptography, DLT, relevant legal frameworks, and banking. And I wonder what DLT they're focused on here. And we do see their vision, to become the global technology provider of standardized, solution for digital authoritative original documents. We do see like their history down here. So start to finish, like, we go all the way back to like 2012. Here's where like they had their core competence in e-archive, blockchain, DLT, banking, and finance, like all the way back to 2012 with DLT. First patent application filed on Inizio's timestamping solution. Again, like this is one of the major leading names around like e-documentation, e-archiving, trace original, if you will. And they are continuously expanding within the trade finance area. And then, of course, we do see like they support the ITFA. This goes back to 2019, right around the same time that Xinfin started to like really kind of hit the streets, if you will. 2012 or not 2012, 2020. We do see, Trace original integration with Finastra for trade innovation. Big surprise there. China Systems agreement with China Systems for an integrated solution for digital, original documents. And of course, there's a few other names here as well. Up here, pilot with major global bank, patent in Singapore for, Trace original technology. And then, of course, we do see where they are basically at now as well, with also SureComp, direct connection with Xinfin yet again, which we've discussed in other videos. Like I said, trade finance will ultimately be fully disrupted. And of course, when we go over to Trade Finix, we do see XDC liquidity. Explore XDC is a protocol for instant global settlement and counterparty risk mitigation for trade finance. Here's XDC liquidity for trade finance. Prevent fraud through transparency. These are the features, by the way. It's a common standard digitization protocol for trade finance securitization. Like there's so much here. So first off, immediate counterparty risk mitigation. Trade securitization assets are held in central custody and settled via correspondent banking channels. You see the risk of central failures in global trade is increasing due to trade wars, political issues. XDC protocol allows you to hold securitized trade finance assets or negotiable instruments in a fully tokenized digital form in your custody. They could then be transferred between financial institutions on a peer-to-peer network without any risk of centralized failure. And of course, the tokenized assets can be settled with digital fiat cash of choice, issued on Xinfin network, or digital assets of the Xinfin network XDC nodes on cloud or even a personal or company computer. And then we do see like interoperability with major systems, part of the ITFA, BFTA, or BAFT, ICC fintech community, proposed, whitelisted by regulators for trade finance digitization, tokenization, and settlement. We do see ADGM, Qatar, Japan, Singapore, and Hong Kong. All of these four are in process currently. But yes, I do completely see them continuously expanding. And we do see down here like XDC liquidity for trade finance. Like this is where I really kind of look at this. Like, we always talk about like liquidity from XRP, right? Now, imagine the amount of money that will flow through a liquidity service for trade finance. I do think that this is actually a very large, area for XDC to, focus on. And in fact, like liquidity is such a huge pivotal moment for like use cases around like a lot of these networks and DLT itself, that I'm actually very excited for this. Because again, imagine you have all these major banks. Like we just discussed banks around like Finastra. We even talk about like Inizio. Like a lot of the major trade finance and like even supply chain players are major banks, like for the most part. And they probably transact on a day-to-day basis billions to trillions of dollars. I mean, like just think about like Swift, for an example. They're doing like $5 trillion a day. At some point in time, they were saying like Arthur Corda was settling trillions of dollars per day as well. Like things are getting very interesting around this space. Like I know that a lot of people were a little bit upset around like the trade finance area with XDC, which I have not, like I don't believe that anything really changed around that. Like we are still seeing, for the most part, XDC being the liquidity king around trade finance. So just pay attention to trade finance itself. And, XDC still has major use case value around that specific area. And yes, I do think that it's going to disrupt that area greatly. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As those up to you all, have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.